Hello and welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, to Hour 1. We have a very special treat for you here at Something Wicked Studios. We have access to the Destiny Early Access, whatever you want to call it, Alpha. Now remember, this is not a full game, it's an alpha after all, it's pre-beta. Admittedly, alpha and beta used to mean very different things back when I first started gaming, so it's actually a playable alpha, an alpha you'd want to see. An alpha that, not gonna lie, when Amazon emailed me saying, "Hey Charlie, you have access to the Destiny alpha," I almost died of a heart attack because I was so excited. Obviously, I am really excited about Destiny. It's this small, really obscure game that I'm pretty sure no one has ever heard of. It didn't win a bunch of awards when it was debuted at E3. It's not super anticipated. I didn't pre-order the game before I bought my goddamn PS4 to play it on. No, none of these things are true about this game. Absolutely not. I am going in with zero hype levels. I couldn't care less. Maybe this game will be bad. Maybe my life will end. Who knows? So yeah, Destiny pre-alpha. We got footage for you. We're gonna do an Hour 1 for it. I'm sure it's gonna be a little different because it's, well, an alpha. I wouldn't put the first couple levels in a video game for an alpha because, well, I want to play those levels when the game actually comes out, so I'm really hoping they don't. And I'd like to think there's not gonna be a lot of overlap between what I cover in the alpha and what I'll cover in the final product of the game. So yeah, we at Something Wicked Studios are proud to present Destiny Alpha Hour 1. We hope you enjoy. As always, we'll be playing 1 hour of the game. I'll stop exactly at 1 hour. I'll talk about the game I just played, obviously. There may be a little pause. I get the impression there's a character creation screen. One of my friends was also playing the alpha. He got it the day or two before I did. So I may stop and record that section still, too, because I gotta admit, we're all curious about this game. This game is the game everyone wants to know more about, and Bungie's been fantastically tight-lipped about not telling us anything. So yeah, sit back, relax. We at Something Wicked Studios are happy to provide for you Destiny Alpha Hour 1. Enjoy, and let's get to it. Alright, I'm starting the timer now.
Okay, the Skywatch is just on the other side of the steps. And it's surrounded by Fallen. Well, I'm ready if you are.
Oh, I got jetpack double jumpy coolness. That's sick. Fuck you. That's a good. That feels good. Shotgun, sweet. Ooh. Fuck you. I really like how the melee attack's just a fist. It's a real nice touch. What's that? Going. I got a vehicle? Right, it's the jet bikey thing.
It's been amazing before the collapse. Thousands of humans boarding the colony ships, off to build cities beyond.
Is that Peter Dinklage?
Now Fallen, just picking its bones.
It's Peter Dinklage. How much of that? Oh, it's got motorcycle sound effects, and I'm guessing I hit the water, I die. Yeah, it's probably a safe. Coming for you, motherfucker. dying. Shit. Grenade will get him. Let's see if it's this way. I think it does. Oh, it's not powered up yet. Which I do like a... Oh, I didn't do it. I thought I had like a dive tackle onto the guy. Honestly, did not see that coming. It's great that does that, though. That killed them all? I'm glad you started off with the bike. It really does make traversal a whole lot easier. So I do this again. Yeah! Alright. Ha! Got some weird bullshit shield thing going on. Ah.
What is
There's my flashlight, too. That's cool.
Lots of motion ahead. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Got grenades, and I almost have...
It can't be. It's the Hive.
I got a bunch of them. Cool. That's one hit kills and punches. Fuck! Some breathing room.
There's a wizard here. You see something floating in the air, you have to kill it.
Wait, there's a wizard. There's an enemy called a wizard. That's a thing I have to kill now. I have to kill a space wizard. Oh, that's awesome. Boom! It's a nice grenade. Oh, it stuns him. It's a flashbang, Charlie. Duh, it stuns him. Yeah! One. Eat a grenade. Try some shotgun. Yeah!
The Hive haven't been on Earth.
Oh, this has a nice heft. Oh, that feels beautiful. It's kind of neat. It's like an instance or something. It's got that MMO feel to it. Like, it's obviously run into people and they help them out. Nice. So that's attacking me, and they appear to be attacking. Very strange. Very strange. Look, I'm complaining. Are we? And that's time. Alright, so that obviously brings us to the 1 hour mark, or 1 hour mark, and probably a little bit as I tried not to die there. Alright, so my thoughts after an hour of the alpha. It's a lot of fun, and I know you're probably sick of hearing it at this point. You have to play this game to get it. It's like Borderlands and Halo and a couple other things just kind of slammed into one. Borderlands 2 more than Borderlands 1. Like, it's... You saw it. It's got the open world of Borderlands 1, which is a lot of fun to tool around it and stuff like that. And you have a real sense of... You're just doing stuff. I'm not quite sure if I can collect as many quests simultaneously as I could in Borderlands 2, which would be a nice thing. But maybe that's just an alpha thing versus a final product, or even an alpha versus beta thing. Who knows? It's not a big deal because the quest objectives, and you pick them up at least out in the maps you're exploring, and then they're also around roughly where you're supposed to be fighting them, which is nice. And I mean, the Halo comparison is that the combat feels very Halo. At least the class I'm playing is very traditional military shooter marine kind of guy. He has a ground pound move, a super fist, which I unlocked at one point, and grenades, which initially I just thought were grenades, but they're actually flashbangs. So they have this really nice added effect of stunning stuff once it explodes, which maybe they get upgraded as I get more powerful than them. I saw that I think the more I use certain moves, the more things level up, which is cool. Hopefully that eventually translates into there being faster cooldowns on the powers. My biggest pet peeve right now with the game, as it is, which is still a minor one, is that for some reason I want to use the grenades a lot more than the cooldown wants me to, and yeah, the grenades are pretty powerful, but it feels like it has a 30-40 second recharge between grenades, which, if it was like packs of 3 and then a minute cooldown, I'd be okay with that. Like, I don't feel like I have quite enough control over where I'm going in an exact firefight with the grenade situation as it is right now. Again, that's the only complaint I have right now. It's obviously an alpha. It looks amazing for an alpha. It plays amazing for an alpha. I think I had 1 or 2 clipping issues at best. Like, it looks good. It's fantastic, really. I cannot wait for this game to actually come out. Hell, I can't wait for the beta to see what they incorporate from this to the next phase, because I could imagine I'm not the person having some of these reactions. Like, cooldown times are a little slow, etc., etc. It plays beautifully. Like, it really plays as you imagine it should. If you've ever had it, on top of that too, the firefights, absolutely Halo. The city section, it feels almost Mass Effect-y, which is really weird to combine the two, because the city setting, it's where you buy your guns. We saw it briefly. I was only there once. You buy your guns, upgrade your gear, etc., etc., which is nice, but it has a feeling of place and purpose and character. It's also the place where you meet your friends that group up and go on missions and stuff like that, which is really neat. That essentially the lobby for matches, or whatever you want to call it, is a place you can explore. Maybe there'll be fights there or something. I don't know. I'm assuming this Crucible thing I saw some references to, it's the PvP setting. I have not explored that yet, obviously. I'm going to stick with this PvE, I guess, for the time being, because it's really quite a lot of fun. It's exactly what I was hoping this game was going to be. The soundscape is great, as you'd expect from most Bungie games. It's got this really nice mix of orchestral, classical-sounding stuff, which you expect from a space opera, essentially, and then it kind of dives into these nice, electronic, synthesized, faster beat moments that... Or for the combat, it feels quite good. Also, I've only fought in one type of enemy, the Fallen, so far, and even in the Fallen, there's been like 5, 6 types I've come across, ranging from essentially guy that, like zombie that rushes you and dies easy, to a wizard, literally a space wizard I had to kill at one point. The inclusion of the speeder bike from the first place is a nice touch. I'm really hoping that there's some racing PvP or something eventually. Like, it's a fun thing. The bike itself even sounds great. It's got this nice gear changing sound. You hit the boost long enough, it goes from like a low sound to a higher pitched sport bike equivalent full gear open sound, which is, as someone who owns a motorcycle, it feels what I'd imagine a hover bike would feel like. I'm kind of hoping there's now like a Harley version that's got a deeper sound to it or something. That'd be pretty cool. Again, obviously this is an alpha. I really don't quite know what the story is, aside from this is Earth, there appears to be one safe city left, and you're killing a bunch of alien invaders. I think, as I mentioned in one point during while we were playing, you get dropped in at level 3 with really no explanation. Not how to play the game, not controls, or anything like that. So it took me a sec to get used to that. The default layout, at least for the alpha, is a little strange. I got used to it really quickly, but it's a little odd in my book. I don't know about you, but I really like the right thumbstick to be melee, and it's the R1 trigger on my PS4. Again, not a huge deal really. Once I got used to it, I was fine with it, and it's kind of nice to have that nice little click and punch mechanic going on. I'm sure it'd be just as gratifying if it was the thumbstick. I'd also love it if aiming was L1 instead of L2, and grenade was L2. I don't know, minor gripes. I looked at the options briefly at one point. I didn't have the chance to change it over. I'm sure there'll be more options, or I'll just suck it up and get used to it, because it's really a minor gripe. And I haven't been playing a lot of first-person shooters on the PS4, so maybe it's just my hands getting used to that console again. What else can I say about this? Yeah, I got nothing really. It looks great, it feels great. You have to play it to really understand any part of this game. Like, it's truly everything that they've been hinting at and kind of saying it's gonna be X, it's gonna be Y. I'm curious to see how they're going to expand this into the 10-year experience they're pimping it as. I gotta admit, it's the first time I've had faith in that idea. Like, they could keep expanding this game forever. The fact they managed to reuse the first area I was in that was kind of a solo experience into a larger, or it's gonna populate with more enemies and like 10 or so quests you have to go do, was fascinating and a hell of a lot of fun. So, on the same note as the 10-year system, there's the social aspect. And the social aspect is great. It reminds me a lot of the social aspect from... what's the game I'm thinking of? Guild Wars. Where, if there's 10 or so of you in one larger zone, there's just 10 or so of you in a larger zone. And you can help each other out, you can ignore each other, you can do whatever you want, really, in the context of playing the game. But if you choose to help or interact, it doesn't negatively affect you. Like, I helped a guy at one point take down some harder enemies. Man, the treasure chest popped up. I was expecting him to get the treasure chest because he got to it first. Nope, we both got the treasure chest. Wasn't a great treasure chest, but the fact the game recognized it as, hey, you're both in the immediate area of the treasure chest being spawned. You both get stuff. Power to you. It's really nice. Like, not to speak ill of Borderlands, but it fixes that annoying loot hoarding issue I had with Borderlands. And on the flip side, there's so much loot in Borderlands it doesn't matter, and the whole greed is good aspect works for that game, but it wouldn't work here. It's a different kind of game. There's really a sense of camaraderie and helping each other out just by randomly finding someone to help out. But on the flip side, too, when you're going it alone, you feel empowered and lone wolfy, which is also a really nice touch. Like, both sides of the coin feel really well thought out and well done, which, for a game with as much single-player focus and cooperative focus, it's nice to see it feels equivalently fun to play and equivalently good when you're doing both. So, yeah, Destiny's Alpha, it's fantastic. I hope anyone who really wants to get on this can find a chance to. If not, the game comes out in September, so only a little bit more waiting. There's also a beta coming eventually, too. I hear that one's going to be a little bit more open. If you can get into that, go for it. I'll probably do another hour one for that, just to compare and contrast what they may have changed from this one to that one. Maybe I won't, who knows. But that being said, I cannot wait to get back to playing this. So, let's set destination, and I'll see you next time.